Hello everyone and welcome to my CS24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Curse of Oak Island preview. There's gold in the wood at the baby Blob. The Curse of Oak Island is back this week, and episode 15 will see the guys uncover a lot of wood while digging into the baby Blob. And this wood has gold in it. This episode is called Would You Believe It? And it seems as though this week we'll see lots of fascinating revelations regarding wood. As the Dumas Mining Company continues to excavate and rehabilitate the garden shaft, the Fellowship is continuing to drill into the baby Blob just a few feet to the west. The baby Blob is the new smaller area that Dr. Ian Spooner identified last week, where the scientific data points to as home to a variety of precious metals that would make up a typical haul of treasure. A preview of tonight's episode appears to show the guys hitting lots of wood. This probably means they've hit another underground structure, and this one is right where they hoped in the baby Blob. The preview teased a bit more. Archaeologist and metallurgy expert Emma Culligan has run some tests, and she's found gold within the wood. Rick Lagaina says there's gold in the wood and the water. A very excited-looking Rick Lagaina announced, "Now we have gold in the wood and the water." He is, of course, referencing the water samples taken from the baby Blob area that initially revealed gold was buried below. And for fans who often mock the guys for only finding wood, they should bear in mind that the team is unlikely to find any treasure or vaults without first finding the wood that would enclose the silver and gold. If the guys don't first find wood, they don't find treasure. The History Channel episode synopsis reads, Oak Island team also explore garden shaft and find a new feature. Also, on tonight's show, Rick and the team get another chance to check out the progress of the garden shaft by heading underground. There's a piece of history on show when the guys find an old intact handmade ladder that's part of the original work. It must be about 200 years old, possibly older. The team seems increasingly excited about the whole area around the garden shaft and the baby Blob. Rick has claimed, "We're certainly close to where the treasure may be." Also, on tonight's show, Alex Lagaina and Jack Begley look to be opening up another area for investigation. A preview showed the pair examining a massive tree by an old stone wall. This is likely either on the newly acquired Lot 5 or Lot 26, where recently, the guys have been doing a lot of metal detecting and examining a strange old well. As summer turns to fall on Nova Scotia's fabled Oak Island, a buzz of renewed hope stirs among the ever-determined treasure hunters of Lagaina lore. This season on the Curse of Oak Island, the team believes they're closer than ever to unraveling the centuries-old mystery. And the key? A curious section of Earth known affectionately and mysteriously as the baby Blob. The name might sound lighthearted, but the implications are anything but. Located just southeast of the Money Pit's famed Big Blob, where trace elements of gold and silver were previously discovered in deep underground boreholes, the baby Blob is a smaller, tighter cluster that has suddenly produced astonishing scientific results. Results that may finally link wood to wealth and theory to truth. It all started during a soil and water sample analysis in late spring. While scanning a series of core samples from the perimeter of the baby Blob, geologist Terry Matheson raised his eyebrows at what the team initially thought was a mistake. The wood fragments retrieved at roughly 98 feet down were not only perfectly preserved, but molecular testing from the archaeology lab showed traces of gold. Real gold, not simply ions or trace elements, but gold embedded in the grain of ancient timber. Gold in the wood? That's not natural, exclaimed Rick Lagaina in a preview clip that has fans buzzing online. You don't get that unless someone put it there. And if someone put it there, why? This question launches the Oak Island Fellowship into a renewed frenzy of activity. Marty Lagaina, ever the pragmatic optimist, leans into the theory that the wood may have been part of an elaborate shaft structure, possibly a chest housing valuables, or the remnants of collapsed tunnel support beams soaked in gold-laden water from a nearby cache. But Gary Drayton, metal detection expert and resident Bobby Dazzler spotter has an alternate theory. Mate, this could be from a treasure chest, an actual wooden chest that held gold bars or coins. The gold may have flaked off or melted into the grain over time due to pressure or saltwater corrosion. That's the stuff treasure legends are made of. The team immediately calls for a deep sonic drilling operation. With the help of new data from Eagle Canada and Vanessa Lucido's ROC equipment, they identify several promising drill points inside the baby blob zone, marked BB01 through BB06. Each target is selected based on a combination of muon imaging, seismic echoes, and a fascinating old map unearthed last season in Portugal. A map which eerily depicts a crescent-shaped trench with an X in the precise vicinity of the baby blob. Laird Niven, ever the cautious archaeologist, reminds the team not to jump to conclusions. We can't get ahead of ourselves. Gold in wood is unusual, yes, but we need context, structure, artifacts, and historical proof. That's what makes the story credible. And as luck or fate would have it, context does arrive. In BB03, the sonic drill brings up another wood fragment, but this one is not like the rest. It's carved, clearly intentionally, a smooth edge, a right angle, and what looks like a notch joint. Miriam Amaralt gently brushes it clean and gasps, this could be hand-cut, 17th or 18th century, maybe even earlier. But the biggest shock comes when Steve Guptill overlays the new find onto the updated map grid. The carved timber aligns almost perfectly with the trajectory of the original tunnel suspected to run from the garden shaft toward the money pit. A tunnel some theorize was used to transport treasure or to flood and trap those seeking it. If the baby blob represents a collapsed portion of that tunnel or a junction point, it could be the linchpin in Oak Island's greatest riddle. More than the physical discoveries, the emotional weight of this moment is not lost on the crew. After more than a decade of digging, scanning, drilling, and believing the sight of gold infused would send chills down their spines. I think about all the people who came before us, Rick reflects in a confessional. Nolan, Blankenship, McGinnis, they believed something was here. They left us clues. And maybe, just maybe, we're finally reading them right. To further validate the find, the team brings in a dendrochronologist to analyze the wood. The expert estimates the tree used was felled around 1670, placing it well within the era of pirate activity and just after the fall of the Templar stronghold in Portugal. That timeline aligns uncannily with the Knights Templar theory long promoted by theorist Doug Crowell, who believes the baby blob could be the resting place of a secondary, sacrificial treasure hoard meant to protect a larger cache deeper below.